The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
David, I think it is more than enough talking about the challenges that the pandemic has caused globally and very locally here in Georgia. What could be the best answer to this? I think developing the digital economy and making the digital Lari a reality qualifies for the best answer. What this means, Giorgi Isakadze and I sat down with the Vice President of the NBG Papuna Lejava to find out more. Digital Lari. Very interesting, very ambitious, and very unknown project.
Ambitious, what we miss so much.
For the world. What does this project entail, and where do you see challenges and opportunities? Let's make a brief SWOT analysis of digital Lari for the Checkpoint.
Elena, Giorgi, first of all, thank you for inviting me to speak.
Pleasure is ours, please.
This topic. Yes, let me start by saying what is digital gel. The digital gel is just another form of gel. It's not a new type of money. It's same as a Lari, but it's a different form of it. Yeah, we currently print cash on the paper. Tomorrow we'll print cash digitally. Yes, and opportunities are not fully observed, and I would say unlimited, because this technology brings to the market a new way of developing fintech technologies. It's a form, for us primarily it's a form of exchange, and we want to assign it a legal tender status and buy services and goods with Lari, but digital Lari, but on top of it, we can build different layers. Not we as a central bank, but as a country, fintech companies, banks can build different layers with different services like smart contracts, the instant payments, wallets, and so on, which can develop the fintech sector very quickly. Risks, of course, this is another project, and like every project, especially digital projects, it also comes with certain risks. Primarily what comes in mind with a digital project is cyber risk, and yes, digital gel will also have cyber risk, but I would say not more than traditional payment systems have. And what's more important, the technology gives us the opportunity to fight against cyber crime with new instruments. We can follow the transactions unlimitedly towards its origination, and return transactions back and cancel transactions quite easily.
You mentioned various parties involved in the project. Does it mean that it's going to be some different approach? So we would like to double check the situation within the stakeholders. I mean, where does NBG stand, and who are the rest stakeholders, and is there a space for the private sector, for businesses?
Yes, absolutely. I would say this should be primarily private sector driven initiative. We will create a minimum viable product, so to say. We will create a payment means, but actual products should be built upon it by the private sector, the banks, the fintech companies, and others. Our goal is to create just available infrastructure for these companies to build new financial products on digital gel.
And issuing the digital gel itself, which is going to be exclusively run by NBG.
That's correct. Yes, mining will not be available by private sector or other players. Only issuer will be.
It's sort of PPP as a draft version, I mean. Yeah?
Yes, it will be a public-private partnership, but we are still at the stage of defining roles more
Sure.
particular to what
it's a project, it's a draft. Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So what will be the technology? Will that be blockchain? And if that will be blockchain, then it would be interesting to see what are some of the differences with cryptocurrency, because we all read and we all know that cryptocurrency is not regulated, and central banks all over the world are working on this on the one hand, and on the other we see some international payment systems who are seriously considering of incorporating cryptocurrencies into their payment systems.
I can say with a very high likelihood it will be based on the blockchain technology. Not exclusively, but most likely it will be based on the blockchain technology, because its characteristics and technical specifications are quite attractive, modern, and blockchain can be used by different types of technology, so it will be compatible to different types of technology. And there was another question, Elena?
With the cryptocurrencies,
yes,
what are some of
the cryptocurrencies? There are some similarities, like for example, blockchain will be fast, instant, it will work 24/7, will be cheap. But it has some differences. One, as we already mentioned, central bank will be the only issuer of the digital currency. There will be no other miners. And secondly, it will not have a speculative nature, so its value will not change as quickly as currently changes for Bitcoin and other currencies. So it may have some investment value if we allow interest payments on digital Lari, but it will not be as speculative as current cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm. So will it be regulated by NBG, and are the current regulations, laws enough to regulate digital Lari?
Digital Lari will definitely be regulated by National Bank. Currently, what we are contemplating is relatively light changes to the legislation, just to grant digital Lari the same level of legal tender as we have for money, for paper.
Which means legitimacy for the
exactly.
digital.
It will have same legitimacy as paper money. In the future, we will see, of course, as more products are built upon digital Lari, there may be more changes required in the legal system as well, just to keep this project developing. But at initial stages, we are attempting to make quite small changes and just grant the same level to digital Lari as we have for paper money.
Is the market ready for digital Lari? And building on what Giorgi asked about stakeholders, would they need some kind of upgrade to use digital Lari?
I really hope that Georgian market will absorb digital Lari quickly, because what gives me this hope is the past performance of financial sector customers, as the
payment
banks,
cards,
including in the payments. Yes, as banks have been developing, mostly banks, but also other fintech companies developing new technological products. The market has been absorbing these products quite rapidly, and this gives us the reason to hope that digital Lari will also be absorbed. Demand, to be honest, we do have some specific requests from specific companies, but until we have exact characteristics and exact model of central bank digital currency, which is public and known to everyone, it's difficult to say what will be the exact demand from the business sector. But as an anecdotal evidence, we do have a few ideas and few companies that are talking to us and having their business ideas about
Your office is in close connections and coordination with other national and central banks, including our region as well. What I've heard is that Turkey was definitely running this project. Also, Russian Federation was thinking about this project as well. I do not have so far any news about Azerbaijan or Armenia. Where are we? Are we still the leaders in these regards? I mean, in the digital currency, because I know what's going on worldwide, but I'm interested in our region. Where our neighbors are up to.
I wouldn't say we are the leaders anymore because there are about 85% of world central banks that are in some way or another working on the central bank digital currency. Some are doing research, others are doing pilot. There are a couple banks that have already launched the central bank digital currency. We want to be at the front side of the trend and not be lagging too much, and I hope we can achieve this. But unfortunately, I cannot say at this stage that we are the leaders because about 35 central banks have already piloted the digital Lari. Okay. We have not yet.
What is the reason for that?
Well, it's a good question, and probably why now is also a good question. The current technologies that we are using for cash has been invented about 5 centuries ago by China. And since then we've seen a lot in technology, in finance, we've seen a lot of developments. The 20th century was technological revolution. The 21st century is a revolution for the payments industry. But we are still using the same old cash for transactions, right? And central banks are starting to realize that they will have to offer new means of payment, which is more modern, more compatible to modern technologies, to allow their core function to create means of payment, be modern and not lag the development in the rest of the financial technologies fields.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Can't wait.
I wish this will be the
Quick
best,
and effective.
Yeah, the best answer to the pandemic.
Absolutely.
As well.
For the
you.
further
So
development of our
wish you
financial
success.
system as well. Good luck, Papuna. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's all for today. We will see you on Sunday, 10 p.m. next week, and update with the full picture of elections, analyzing its impact on business and economics.
Indeed, David, we keep our focus on the beat and on analysis. You, my dears, know you have to follow us on Forbes G and BM.G for immediate news and more. Till Sunday.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most. The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.